Hey there, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. This is Stefan, and I'm here to do a little demonstration today of a demonstration mode on this Autel 508S. And basically, again, it's just a demonstration. It's going through what you will experience when you go into program a new key fob to your car, add a key, all keys lost, whatever may be the case. So I'm going to do a GM today because I've already really, in reality, installed some keys and done some remotes on them, and they're fairly easy to understand. The only model it has really is Buick. And basically, I just told it to read VIN. It simulated the VIN here. And one quick thing, before you ever actually program a car with a remote, make sure you check on your original remote, check for the FCC and chip number, verify information. Make sure that you're getting the right equipment for the right job. You don't want to be mistaken about that. It can cause problems. And also, anytime you're hooking up a diagnostic machine or a scan tool or a programmer to any vehicle, you should always put a battery maintainer on it, because you are turning on modules that drain an incredible amount of voltage. So if you drop down below 11.5 in a Nissan, you risk putting a fault or corrupting, one of your modules, or, doing something bad to your vehicle, and you don't want to do that. So you want to regulate voltage anytime. But again, this is just a simulation. I'm just going through what you would experience. Again, if this was real life, you would hook this up underneath your OBD on your dashboard. Depending upon which vehicle, you have to look it up and see where it might be. But it's usually somewhere under the dashboard. And then you hook up this here. Okay. So we're looking at vehicles, or a Buick as a vehicle today for programming. So, yep, we're going to confirm that that's a vehicle. Okay. And there's two options, smart key or blade key. I've done blade keys so far. So we'll go through blade key. Okay, and it's best recommended to go through an emo scan. It's telling you to switch the ignition on. And again, you would be all connected. You switch the ignition on. It's a good idea to turn the hazard lights on. That's the only lights you want on during programming, because it keeps the vehicle from going to sleep. Okay, so it's doing a simulation or demonstration of some codes. It's a good idea to look up codes, see what they are. A lot of the time it's just stupid stuff. It's hard to say when it would matter or not when it comes to programming your keys. So any module faults or problems, you might want to research and check and make sure that it's not going to affect your programming. But most of these faults can just be quickly erased. So I'll just go erase codes. And that's probably going to ask me to... Whoops. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. Escape. Cancel. Okay. I'm going to clear. Pardon me. I'm going to clear. I pushed the wrong button. I'm going to clear all DTCs. Okay, so now it's indicating there's no faults. And we can proceed with programming. Now, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. Now, sometimes the jobs will require a password. I believe all the password information gets accumulated when you do the immobilizer scan, the emo scan. So we're just going to go add a key. Okay, and it's reading the PIN right now. All right, it's going to read PIN first, and that means it's going into the computer and then connecting with the database and then dealing with the encryption and the PIN. Okay. Yep, we want to do a PIN reading because we can't proceed without it. Okay, and now it's telling you it needs network. So this machine needs to be connected to the network. Okay, and make sure that this is fully charged before you start doing any of these procedures, because you don't want this running out of voltage and juice right in the middle of a program. It'd be very bad. Okay, so we're going to start reading PIN. And again, this is going into the computer and the modules, and it's figuring out and calculating a PIN. Okay, at this point, it's going to tell you what the PIN is. So I recommend taking a picture or writing it down. The PIN's fictitious or fake, so they just did 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's going to give you a PIN. You're going to need that, so memorize it. Okay. Now it's telling you to switch the ignition off. Okay, now it's telling you to switch the ignition on. We don't need to start clearing the DTCs because it's already been done. So do we want to start the key learning process? Yes. Okay, it's telling you, please close all doors and switch the ignition on. You want to do so? Okay, now it's going to ask you for that PIN that it gave you earlier. Okay. You're going to enter that. Enter. Press OK. It's going to verify that value is correct. Okay, so now it takes 12 minutes, but it passed through it because it's a demonstration. Okay, now it's saying switch the ignition off and remove the key. So it's saying remove the key that's already learned. Okay, please open and close the driver's door. Make sure all electrical appliances are off. Okay, so it's telling you the lights and it should look like the dash is off and that all the doors need to be closed. Okay. Okay, now it's telling you to go ahead and throw a key in that you want to program. Okay, now it's asking you if you want to program another key. So if you have 2 keys, which is always recommended with some vehicles, it's really paramount that you have 2 keys because programming another key is more complicated without 2 original keys. So we're going to go ahead and go no because we're done. Please switch ignition off and remove the key. So we're going to do that. Please open and close the driver's door. Make sure all electrical appliances are off. Again, this is resetting and it's basically getting out of programming at this point. Okay, and also, basically, this just learns a key. These vehicles come with a remote. The onboard system actually has programmings for the remotes. You push a service button, I believe it is, or one of the buttons, and then until it says on the service panel, this is on the model with the service panel on the dash. You push a certain button until it goes into a mode where it says programming remotes, and then you basically push the check mark and it'll put you into programming mode, and then you push the buttons on the remotes until things click, click, and bang, bang, and you can do a couple remotes at once. It's pretty easy process. So it's telling us to switch the ignition on. I'm sorry, to get back to the video. Switch ignition off, and it's basically shutting down all programming. Okay, and it's telling you it's got one key. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much how it works. That's how it works in reality. I've actually done this process before on a Yukon 2009. It's a pretty simple process. Like I said, you just program in the key, and then you have an onboard system for programming remotes, or you can do it through this, but it's really easiest and best just to do it through the onboard system. Honestly, with any vehicle that has onboard remote programming, it's just better to do it that way. It's more fail-safe, more made to be user-friendly, so forth. So always check to make sure your vehicle has no option for onboard programming. Also, it's important, and most people just don't even realize that, hey, my Yukon, I can program the remote myself and buy it online for very cheap. You know, I probably shouldn't be telling you all trade secrets, but it's all good. I'm just trying to get everyone to a place where they're happy, and these days saving money is pretty much a most important thing in the world these days. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my video. I hope you all are having a Merry Christmas 2025, and I hope you all like my video. Again, have a great Christmas, and see ya.